Here we are with John Welsh, and I wanted to bring him in because there's a lot of people that have a lot of old pictures, a lot of old, even 8mm film, etc. So I brought in John here, and John, tell me first of all the names of these businesses.
It's familyphotosrestored.com.
Okay.
And there's the welshstudios.net. It's the main one.
Now, I saw on Facebook you do some special things with pictures to restore them.
Photo restorations.
Explain that.
Well, a lot of it's an older ripped photo, a faded photo, something that's has some kind of damage to it.
Yeah.
And you need it restored. You don't have the negative to it. You don't have the digital file. This is the only copy you have.
Right.
I hear a lot of the stories of this is the only picture I have of my grandpa, the only picture we like of my grandmother, the only picture we have of my grandpa smiling, anything along those lines.
Right.
This is the only one they have. It's super cherished, and there's something wrong with it. They give it to us. We restore it back. We recolorize it.
No kidding.
Put whatever it back, it looks fantastic. It looks brand new. Sometimes it's better than new.
Right.
Because if it was all faded out or whatnot, or if you're wearing Penn State colors, you want to make it USC, you can do that.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
My downstairs flooded years ago, right? And I had some pictures down there, right?
Okay.
And so, I mean, pretty much it is just give you the photo album and you see what you can do with it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can do that. Usually we need the photo out of the album.
Yeah.
So,
if they're crusted to it.
Well, and a lot of times we don't do every single photo in there. So you'll take out your favorite ones that you want. Hey, this is the one that we really wanted.
Yeah.
Take it out of the photo album, bring it into us that way. Have had the situation that you're describing come up as well, and we dealt with that.
Yeah.
But most common, it's single images or several of them. Here's a stack of, from an album that was destroyed, and we need to have these taken care of, so that's what we do for them.
Yeah, make sure you go to a professional, somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, not somebody who's some idiot working in a box store. I'll tell you what I'm talking about, okay? So I had a poster that was autographed by by Metallica. Okay,
sweet,
kind of a big band, right? They got a couple songs.
I think I remember a few of their tunes.
Yeah, and so anyway,
Enter
Sandman.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that
1991, the Black Album. Okay,
yeah,
so
gotcha.
Anyway, I took it over to one of these big box stores. I'll say it off the air a second. Michael's over there. And so anyway, I take it over there and I go to pick it up because I wanted it framed, right? Because it was a poster like this big. I get it. I go, you guys are kidding me, right? And they're like, what? It's autographed on the other side.
Oh, no.
Yeah. With glue. Oh. They put it on the wrong side.
Why would you mount it with glue anyways?
Especially when the side that was autographed was in silver marker.
Oh, my God.
So you couldn't not know what was going on there. So you got to go to a professional like John Welsh here.
Who never uses
But you know
glue.
what? That's a good conversation piece. I'm going to be honest with you.
I gave it away.
That's amazing.
It was a good
I would have taken it.
I didn't know you then.
What you don't know is behind here is Lars Ulrich's autograph. In silver Sharpie was the greatest.
They said, well, we'll see what we can do with it. And so it just looked kind of stupid, and I just gave it away.
I don't mean to laugh, but you should have been able to frame it yourself, Don. It's not that difficult.
It was shaped difficult. It was a custom frame job.
Well, custom. Well,
Speaking
picked. I don't think he frames pictures. You don't frame pictures.
I do not frame pictures.
But I got a question for you. When you say bring them in, do we bring them in? Do we mail them in? How do we get the content to you?
Yeah, great.
And
question.
where are you at if you're local?
It's a little different pre-COVID. I still do have people doing that. Actually, most people still do that. They still just stop by the house. We're working out of the house now. We're in Round Lake Heights.
Okay.
And so that is the most common way to do it because a lot of people, they just don't feel comfortable. Any others? I want to bring this to you. This is the treasured one thing that I have.
Right.
I want to put this in your hands and know that it's going to stay local and it's not going to get shipped to California or China or something.
Yeah.
And here it is. So that is still the most common.
So I'm assuming films and pictures we get back, obviously, if we drop them off.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you get back in the same case. We put it right back in the same box. Because again, a lot of those things will have grandma's handwriting on the box. Saying,
wow, yeah.
This is Christmas 1963.
Yeah.
That's my grandma.
Stick around because we're gonna get into that not fully in a second. We got to take a break. We got to hit news at the top of the hour here. But yeah, I bet you're right.
I got a story for that. You want to save it for the air?
So we're not really gonna touch it, but
What would you say, like, the oldest photo you ever restored was? You know, like, could you put an approximate year? I'm just curious.
It'd be the 1800s.
Wow, that's
I'm not
cool.
sure what the date was, but it was more of a sepia even than a black and white.
Nice.
It was definitely back there ways. And that 7th-generation one that we were talking about off the air, I think that went back that far.
Wow.
oh, and real quick, you were talking about generational photo, and then we'll get back to sports. Go ahead. No, the generational thing with the bench.
Oh, got it. Yeah. No, the family brought me in a photograph. It's a 4-generation photo. So there's a father holding his baby with his father, and then the grandfather. It's all 4 generations. So when the baby grew up and he became a grandfather, we retook that picture with his son, and grandson. Was there another one? I forget. Anyway, there's at least 7. So then we digitally restored that into one large family portrait with 7 generations. So that actually the baby was in there twice because the baby became the grandpa. So he's in there. It's just 8 people, but it's 7 generations because the baby was the grandpa.
Something else.
So just all posed together with all 7 generations. So it looked really cool.
Once again, give the websites, and then we're back to sports.
You got it. FamilyFilmTransfer.com and FamilyPhotosRestored.com. And then there's WelshStudios.net, obviously, all that too.
John Welsh, thank you very much for being
Yeah,
here.
awesome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it, and learning and a useful thing that we learned about this evening. So thank you very much for being here.